Some guys have to really scratch and claw and at some point embellish or fabricate bases for motivation. Other guys don't have to look very hard. They don't have to look very far. Enter Tua Tagovailoa. If he's looking for external motivation, he's got plenty of it. Here he is from yesterday addressing the question of whether or not there's more pressure on him now that the team has upgraded offensive coaching staff, offensive line, receivers, running backs. Is there more pressure on the quarterback?
Well, I think pressure is going to be there every time. I don't feel more pressured that we have acquired all these guys, but it's more of an opportunity that I get, that we all get as a team to show what we can do this year.
Look, he's saying what he's got to say. He's saying what he's got to say. Of course there's pressure on him. Of course, if he doesn't get it done this year, it is so much easier to blame it all on him. In past years, well, they really don't have the supporting cast. Well, their head coach is a defensive guy. Well, this, that, or the other thing. There's no but this year for Tua Tagovailoa. If he doesn't play at a high level, it is on him. And even though he doesn't have Deshaun Watson hovering over him the way that he did last year, that Tom Brady specter is looming for next year if they aren't good enough and if Tua isn't good enough. So that's where the pressure comes from. And, yeah, it's there. And he should embrace it and use it and twist it. He's the one that could be salty and pissed off about all the BS that people write about him and say about him. And he's going to go out and prove this year that he deserved to be the 5th overall pick in the draft, if not higher. It doesn't seem to be his personality. But inside, hopefully that fire is raging, Chris.
It better be. I mean, definitely. You said like the specter, right? Is that the word you use as far as Tom Brady on the horizon and all that?
Yeah, it's like a ghost.
Hey, I hear you. Like, there's going to be a specter of a lot of people if he doesn't play well. Because, the only thing we're looking at with the Dolphins right now is going, okay, new coach, but the roster is borderline awesome, phenomenal. I mean, it's really perfect in a lot of ways to where it's a big-time roster. They should be playoffs, do things like that. So if it doesn't work, yes, it's going to be directly on him. The BS meter on that, I don't know if I don't think it's too much BS. Where there's got to be a point where, yes, there's the pressure on you because we got all the tools, but at some point, too, you got to go, this is great. I got all the tools. Like, that takes pressure off, too, to just go, we expect a lot, but damn, I could throw a ball 3 feet here or 3 feet here, and I could be 1 for 1 for 95 yards with these guys I got here. So I would think Tyreek Hill, in some ways, with Waddle and Gesicki, it does take pressure off you. It makes you feel good, at least, when you walk to the line of scrimmage going, damn, I got some people here where they better watch out if they play certain defenses.
But here's the reality.
Yeah.
When you have all those weapons, and you become successful and the team does well and maybe gets to the playoffs, there is always going to be that moment where quarterback has to make big throw in big spot.
Yep.
And that's when you separate Tom Brady from Jimmy Garoppolo. And that's where you potentially separate whoever the next quarterback is in Miami, Tom Brady or someone else, from Tua Tagovailoa. When he has the chance to make that throw, not just the chance, but the urgency, the need, the desperation when the season is riding on that throw, can he make it? Because we know it's going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
You can dink and dunk and throw the 3-yard passes, and boom, there goes Tyreek Hill, and there goes Jalen Waddle, and there goes Raheem Mostert. At some point, that's not going to be there. At some point, it's going to be 3rd and 9, and you're going to have to deliver a dime in a tight window, and can you do it? Or you're going to have to throw it down the field even farther. You got a guy who's open. Championship on the line. Do you not see him a la Jared Goff? Do you see him too late like Goff did? Do you just flat out miss him like Jimmy G did with Emmanuel Sanders in Super Bowl 54? 54. God, they're flying by. So, that's it. And by the way, Spectre is both a ghost and something widely feared as a possible unpleasant or dangerous occurrence. That was the vein in which I was using Spectre. There's just if you're Tua, you've seen enough, you've heard enough, and you can say I don't turn on my phone or whatever. Baloney. He's heard about Tom Brady by now, and he's got to be thinking, if I don't get it done this year, this guy who's going to be a free agent after 2022 is going to potentially swoop in and take my job.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that's on the horizon. He's no idiot. I'm sure he realizes that. It's a big year, but they've done a lot to support him, and I think they got a coach in there that's going to understand, how to make life easy for him too. So we'll see where it goes.
So bottom line, I think there's a little BS in that because there's a ton of pressure on Tua this year, more than ever before. It's no excuses, Tua, for 2022. That's how I view it.
Yeah, I'm with you too. I'm going to give it like a 6 on the BS meter. I didn't think it was like total BS. I do think the fact that you have weapons takes a little pressure off of you too.
What do you think? He did the Suns out, guns out with the arms on the podium, trying to show that he's got a little bulk there in the biceps. He's got to get the NFL body. There are times where they'll show him on the field with the other guys, and he's just not thick enough to absorb the pounding. Does it seem like he's getting a little bit larger to you?
I don't know if I noticed anything totally different there. I don't, but that's part of the Tua experiment here too. It's just we've seen injuries in both ears just from hard hits, and that was a scare too. So. That's another part of him learning and playing the game the right way and knowing how to protect himself because, there's definitely somewhat of a concern or issue there for me.
How was it not a no-brainer that Justin Herbert should go before Tua 2 years ago in the draft? How was that not a no-brainer?
It was. I mean, for very few people, me being one of them. But, I don't – because, again, it's always about the wins and the stats and, I just feel comfortable that he's throwing to a wide-open Jerry Jeudy, and I'm going to give him more credit for that. I don't know. I don't really
I will
know.
say this. I will say this. Justin Herbert telling us at the Combine that he had a poster of Joey Harrington on the wall knocked him down multiple pegs for me. That got me thinking about, but this is Oregon guy through and through, and that was the one weird concern. Like, if we take this guy out of Oregon, how's he going to be? Well, they took him to San Diego, L.A. I don't know how many years it's going to take me to get used to that, but they took him to Southern California, and it's worked out well. Now, if you'd taken him all the way to Miami, maybe it wouldn't have. I don't know, but Herbert, the way he's played, it looks like he was destined to be a star.
All right, I think you could drop Herbert in the middle of the ocean, and he'd be like, I'll play here. This is fine. I don't think anything bothers that guy.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.